We were somewhere around Barstow, on the edge of the desert, when the drugs began to take hold. Wait! We can't stop here. This is bad country.
Really, conversation would have been meta.
Yeah, not forced at all.
Not forced. Only meta.
Not staged. Completely organic.
The feel of a meta podcast.
The Metacast.
You know what really sucks? I don't have any fucking cheese today.
No cheese, but that's a crucial part of your character.
It is. It's because then it makes me want to incentivize to talk faster and get done with this podcast. Although I love spending time with you, it makes me have to shit.
So you can eat more cheese. Cheese, Gromit.
Wallace, Gromit, hurry up. We have to hide the body.
The police are coming. I can hear the sirens from here, Gromit.
Oh, man. Okay. Good evening, everybody.
Yes.
This is our fourth episode of the podcast. Our first video, you guys won't believe it, 27 views.
27, okay.
And I can guarantee you 2 of those were me.
At least 2 of those were also me. So, still 27 views.
Hey, we're doing it.
That's not too shabby.
Me about 5 times just to add that viewer number go.
Let's watch that number climb.
Yeah. But yeah.
We've gotten 3 likes on the Twitter. Ironically and completely unrelated, there happen to be 3 of us. So.
We have like at least 7 people following on the Facebook.
Awesome.
Facebook pulling ahead.
Yeah. And like I can like see like how many people like actually like view when they click on it.
Oh, you actually have like a page?
Yeah.
Okay. I haven't had one of those since high school.
Next step is to get somebody on How to Network.
Yes.
On that note, we got some topics to talk about today.
Yeah, we got a whole docket.
We have a whole docket. We have
Look at us getting our shit together.
Oh god, this is gonna be the most professional podcast yet.
mostly about Berserk because we're all Berserk fans here. We'll talk about how Skyward Sword's coming to Switch.
Yes.
Talk about McDonald's and BTS.
Wait.
Oh, you're in for a treat.
You're in for a treat.
Okay, I'm in the dark on this one.
Do we want to start with that? Because I kind of want to like save. I kind of want to save Berserk till the end of the podcast. Just so I don't want to feel like we're cutting short for time with the Berserk thing. So I say we work our way backwards. I say we start with the BTS news.
Okay.
Do you want to
lay it on me?
So can I start this off and you
can
go
ahead.
Okay. So you know what BTS is, right? The K-pop group.
All
right.
I'm
do you remember the Travis? Do you remember the Travis Scott meal?
I do. Oh no.
Oh
no. Oh fuck.
Yeah. So it's like what was it, Ness? It's like a 10-piece chicken McNugget meal, medium fries, and you get like sweet Cajun sauce and then like spicy Korean sauce.
That's very funny because I like 10-piece nuggets and medium fries.
But hate BTS.
Dude, I wouldn't say that. She does have a BTS magazine.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got a couple of bangers.
They had a couple bangers back in the day, and that was why I bought that Time magazine. I won't lie.
Was that the local Walmarts?
Yeah, it was the Safeway.
Oh, so okay. I think I was there for that.
You were there for that.
Yeah.
Yes.
I remember because we kept making like jokes about it in the car.
Yes.
But so they scored their own McDonald's brand deal. Shouts out to BTS for like coming up, making it big.
God, man, how much I understand they're getting paid more now, but I would not want to be a McDonald's employee during the Travis Scott thing, the fucking Rick and Morty thing, and now the BTS thing. Like, people are selling like the bags that their food comes in because it's like a limited edition BTS McDonald's bag for on eBay for money. and aren't they like Ness, aren't they also like taking merchandise like promotional items?
Yeah, there was a video on TikTok
Word
of a
of-
girl like at a drive-through. One of the promo posters was trying to take it down and trying to steal it.
Word of the day: pain.
Absolutely hilarious.
That is absolutely bonkers. Like, could you imagine if you were an employee at McDonald's for like all three of those like world-ending events? The Szechuan sauce,
Yo, Cactus Jack sent me.
Cactus Jack. You mean Samurai Jack?
No, Cactus Jack. That's fucking Travis Scott, dude.
Wait, what?
Oh my god, never mind.
I feel like I'm missing something.
Dude, all the promotional stuff had Cactus Jack because that's Travis Scott.
I didn't know that was like his alter ego.
Well, I don't know. I don't listen to Travis Scott.
So I could have blocked out that portion of time. I was like, oh, there was a burger. I tried it once. It was okay. I didn't see what the fuss was about, but maybe
was it so sicko mode?
It had me bussing, as the kids are saying. We're young. We're hip. We're not in our late 20s.
We're old.
Early 20s. Fuck you. I'm the only one here in the early 20s. You guys are in your mid to late 20s.
Yeah, we're over the hill, Ness and I.
Oh yeah, it feels great.
Yeah, like the more and more like I talk to people who are like, yeah, no, once you hit 30, like everything just kind of hurts, and that's just how life is. And I'm like, I'm starting to see that, and just trying to take care of myself now.
Yeah, same.
Doing stretches, trying to get into yoga. Heard that's good for you, but
I need to work out like real bad.
Sorry.
I didn't realize how what's the term, unhealthy or like overweight I was until I was like, all right, I look myself in the mirror and I'm like, all right, so I'm getting a few more stretch marks. All right, there's a little roll here. Okay, that's fine. And then we went to the beach the other day. And so we're going down the stairs and I'm like, okay, no. So we're walking on the beach, it's whatever. And then it was time to go home and had to go up the stairs. And I got about maybe 5 steps and I was so out of breath.
just like,
I was
why?
I was so out of breath and I was nauseous to the point where I got to the top. I could barely breathe and I was like, Jacob, just bring the car over. I need to sit down.
I need to have a lie down.
So that's when oh, okay, that's bad.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel that.
It's weird because I have a gut, like a bit of a gut, but I feel like physically I think I'm in pretty good condition because
That's youth talking.
I know, but I know it is, but I can run backwards and forth during a breakdown at work, getting tools and stuff for my coworkers, and I could do that back and forth for an hour to 2 hours, no problem. Or back and forth, go get me a 9/16 crescent. I'm like, oh, okay, and then I'm like, fine, and I'm just just go. It's I can channel my adrenaline
into to turn that into fuel.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
That
Working at that lumber mill, yeah. Because you have your mindset on work, so it's just okay, you need to get stuff done, and then when you're used to that kind of routine, I can see that it's a no-brainer, And I don't want to say it keeps you fit, but it keeps you
active.
active.
And also you have a primo dad body, so you have a tiny like a little bit of a gut, but you got some guns, 'cause you're flipping boards all day.
Flipping boards, moving metal. Also, but another thing that keeps me young and hip, I am on a steady diet of the McDonald's BTS meal.
This podcast is a perfect segue, actually. Sponsored by McDonald's.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Donald's, so much.
Oh, he came to my apartment personally. Not actually sponsored by McDonald's.
Just a little asterisk right there at the end of that. But yeah, that's insane. I haven't seen anything yet, but I'm sure it's going to be.
Well,
popping
think about
up.
it, you live in a small town.
I do live in a small town,
And
but
your town is mostly conservative. I doubt they're gonna have the BTS.
the BTS meal, but still, I haven't seen anything on Twitter or anything. To be fair, I haven't really been on the past couple days. It's been working.
Well, it's been out for a week.
Yeah, well, it's odd that I haven't heard anything yet, but maybe.
Well,
it
then again, do
hasn't
you
reached me.
follow anything K-pop related?
No, I actively purge that shit from any of mine.
Exactly. So like, and I didn't hear about it till I saw it on like TikTok,
Yeah.
Okay.
and that was after it had already been out for a while.
Yeah.
I guess we're just not in that circle.
Yeah. Because we're getting old.
No, because we don't care about fucking the music industry of the K-pop that's so fucking toxic.
I would, like, it's weird to say, but I feel bad for BTS because like they're just like, hey, from the ground up, we're gonna create you in a factory and we're gonna run you ragged and you're not gonna sleep.
You're not going to be able to see your family.
Yeah. And I swear to God, if you mess up this dance routine one more fucking time, I'm murdering your dog.
I don't know if that's like.
Yeah, I'm probably being hyperbolic, but at the same time, it's like even like regular musicians who are like touring and stuff, like if they're on tour all the time, like they're just go. So that's taxing even when you're not like at BTS's level where you have to like have that forward facing kind of persona of like perfection.
Yeah, like you have to not only be able to sing at like perfect capability at every show night to night, you also have to have
be
a
a lot of physicality with
a
their
lot of
dancers.
dancing. Oh, yeah.
So I mean, even if it's like the perfect situation, they're probably still pretty burnt out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, unrelated to that, so have you guys heard about Zelda Skyward Sword coming to Switch?
I did hear about that one and how they're like, hey, we were releasing an amiibo and we're going to tie gameplay features to the amiibo. Also,
Yeah.
we're sold out.
Yeah. A lot of people are upset about it, and it's also kind of funny because die-hard Nintendo fans are trying to defend this as well, which is really stupid. Honestly, if the game comes out on Switch and they push forward that bullshit, I'm not gonna buy the game.
Yeah.
I'm not going to buy the game. As much as I loved Zelda and as much as I loved Skyward Sword, I have great nostalgic memories playing Skyward Sword when it came out
Yeah.
on the Nintendo Wii. I'm not going to buy it. So what they're doing is that they want to implement putting the fast travel system from in the game into behind a paywall of amiibos.
Yeah, which is really scummy.
Yeah.
Like on even just that level, like I can understand like when like with like I know like I think I did in other games, but I know for like Breath of the Wild, if you had like the Breath of the Wild amiibos, or even some of the ones that weren't related, if you kind of scan your amiibo on the sensor, it would like give you like a loot chest that you could find in game. So it wasn't like adding like gameplay features.
I have to admit something. I don't know what an amiibo does. Like honestly, I have no idea what an amiibo does. And when you said the word scan, I got really confused. I thought they were action figures.
They kind of
Yes and no.
Yeah, they kind of have like a little chip inside because if you look on the Switch, it has like a little like reader, little sensor on it, and you kind of like scan your amiibo, and it will like scan stuff into the game. Like for Breath of the Wild, you could if you had like the Link on the horse amiibo, you could scan it, and you'd get like Link's horse from one of the previous games.
So what you're saying is for Skyward Sword, you have to buy this action figure to get content for the game.
Yeah.
That was already in the game
like,
years ago.
There's a fast travel system, but you have to go back to like the beginning of the dungeon to do it. And now it's like, oh hey, if you have the amiibo, you can just fast travel back to the hub from anywhere in the dungeon without having to like backtrack and like lose your progress. From my understanding, I never really played Skyward Sword, but I kind of read up on the whole situation though.
That's pretty fucking shitty.
Yeah.
As someone who like doesn't really like play much Nintendo games, I can tell that that's pretty infuriating. Like that would make me really mad. Like if I was just like, oh, you want to play Skyrim? Oh, you want to be able to use your dragon shouts? Buy this figurine, and each figurine is a different dragon shout.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
basically.
don't like DLC is a whole nother conversation, but like paywalling gameplay mechanics behind like an action figure is really scummy. Like
what happens years from now when like someone picks up like a used Switch and like they want to and they get like Skyward Sword and like the amiibos are just not available anymore.
get fucked, scrub.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't. I don't know the full extent of it or all the itty bitty details about it, but from what I'm hearing, it sounds scummy. There are people upset about it.
Oh God, with good reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of those things like I couldn't defend. Like I don't even like. I almost like dismiss someone's opinion to a degree. If like I'm going to defend company, but they're a private company. They can do whatever they want
And
to.
and there's people on Twitter like defending this.
Well, you know, they're probably Smash players.
Probably.
Oh, God.
Shots fired.
Hey, listen, I have yet to diss the Smash community yet on this podcast. And it's episode 4. I think I'm doing pretty good.
And from the entire course of our friendship, you have a pretty well documented hatred of the Smash community.
Like, you guys have a fun game, but God, you guys fucking smell. Like, I remember like going to like conventions and shit, or like like small video game conventions in like the capital city here in where we live, and fucking you know, it's just like a small thing. Like, oh, here's where like Street Fighter, here's where Tekken is, and over there's the Smash room, and like everything else. Like you know, every convention has that, you know, convention smell.
Yeah.
Or it's a little
There's a lot of people in a warehouse.
It smells a little, and you're like, it's whatever. This convention, people are here, but you go into the Smash room, and those people are just fucking sweaty. They don't shower. They don't wear deodorant. They have like unusually long fingernails.
Yeah, I mean, like, not to like overly, but there is definitely
Not all Smash players, but
not all Smash players.
hashtag not all Smash players, but I don't care, because when 95% of your community is like that, I can say, fuck, you guys smell.
I think the Smash community makes up a decent chunk of like the gamer stigma before like gamer was associated with like racist.
Yeah, and also like they're super like they're all, not only that, they're also like really toxic towards like people in their own like fucking like circle. Like you watch fighting game tournaments, because I'm a pretty big I used to be really into fighting games, and I kind of fell out of it for a while, and now I'm like slowly getting back in. Thank you, Wooly, from Castle Super Beast and Wooly Versus. I just, man, the way he talks about fighting games and the passion behind it really like brought it back for me. But like the way, like what I was gonna say was, you see like in like when like Daigo, for instance, did that 19 blocked Chun-Li's super back at like the first ever Evo.
Yeah, even I know about
And
that.
like they shook hands afterwards. And other like fighting games, like, yeah, there's salty moments, but like everyone's super sportsmanship, like they shake hands afterwards. But you'll see like fucking Smash players lose, throw their controller on the ground, pick it up, fucking wrap that shit up, and then like walk out the door without like shaking your opponent's hand. And I feel like that's super shitty.
Yeah, it's really immature too. It's like, hey man, it's only a game.
I'm sorry that fucking Falco beat the shit out of Mario, but you can calm the fuck down there, Copernicus.
Yeah, it's gotta get kind of like feng shui, you know, martial art energy. Like you battle your opponent, and like you learn from the loss, and you get better at the next one. That's
You guys ever seen that? What's that one like speed running shit they do where all the money goes to charity?
like good games done quick.
Yeah,
Like,
good games done quick. You ever seen the one where they had the guy come on and do the Mirror's Edge glitchless speed run?
yeah, so I saw a highlight like clip of that.
Fucking so fucking funny how like the guy's like obviously not doing a glitchless speed run, and they like the commentators are just like, hey, what do you do there? That looked like you said you did this? That sounds like you're exploiting a glitch. It's just like, it's so fucking salty. I love it. I feed off salt, but like not like Smash salt, because that shit's not salt. It's actually
Cancer.
It's actually like
Nuclear
rodent killer.
waste.
Rodent killer. It's the elephant's foot in Chernobyl.
1-to-1 comparison.
What? Yeah, I mean, Smash players look like the elephant's foot, so.
So toxic you can't even look at them.
Yeah.
Dude, that's so fucking true. You have to look at it through a series of mirrors down a hallway. Dude, we should hold a Smash tournament in Chernobyl, and like the Smash room is the elephant room floor. Maybe all their sweat and grime will protect them from the radiation
They've got built up layers of
Yeah.
like dead skin cells. And just,
from lack of showering.
Yeah, so we have this new prototype for a radiation suit. It's made up entirely of the runoff waste of Smash players. The only problem is we have to put them in a shower to harvest it, and that's proving.
And boy, do they put up a fight.
Jerry, get the
contain them.
elephant tranquilizer.
On that note,
Vanessa over here dodge canceling into the next discussion.
no, I want to make sure we keep it rolling.
Keep it rolling. Keep it.
I'm not trying to like be like, come on, people.
Hey, people. Hey,
Hey,
people.
come
Yeah,
on,
you're right.
we're
I
up
guess
TikTok, TikTok.
We've hated on the Smash community enough for one podcast. There's always more podcasts to hate on the Smash.
There's a theoretically infinite amount of podcasts to hate on the Smash community.
Next tidbit I wrote down is news that Netflix is thinking about implementing video games into their subscriptions.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about that?
On the surface, I'm like, okay.
It's gonna have a good user interface.
It's kind of cool, but like, I don't know. I don't really have like a strong opinion. Like, I kind of like don't care. Like, if it's like renting games, like you like download a game, or if it's gonna be like a streaming service, like I think streaming technology for games is like super fucking cool, but I also think it sucks.
Yeah.
Like, if you try to use like PS Now or like any streaming service, or, like for games, that is, it's not fun. Like, you want to have like a half a second input lag on a single player game. Neither do I.
I played Ratchet and Clank on PS Now like a while back.
Yeah.
It was fine, but the whole time I was in constant anxiety that it would fucking
You get DC'd.
yeah, just like it would just freeze, and then would have to like restart because it's on the streaming thing.
Yeah, and there's, yeah, like it's cool on the service, but I don't think like the internet infrastructure is there. Like, maybe if you have like fiber optic, you get a much like smoother experience. I think the technology is like super cool and like worth like following. But as far as like for me, I'd rather just like have a dedicated either a computer or like a console or something and just play it on.
I feel like streaming technology for games came too early.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's probably a little bit ahead of its time, and probably maybe in like 5 or 10 years it's gonna sound really dated. Like, oh, like it works perfectly. Like, I know that like in Japan, like you can, I think there's another game, but you could stream like Control. You could play Control on your Switch, which is like cool. Like, it's a big AAA game. It's pretty demanding, and like, oh, I can play it on my Switch, and that's kind of cool. It's like neat, but like it's not like an optimal experience. Like, just like I'd rather have it just on my device. Like, obviously, like if you don't have a console and like, ooh, they're going to like drop $400 just to play a game, or I could like pay 10 or 15 bucks a month and like play it on my phone. That sounds cool in the long run, but I think like total cost of ownership and just like general experience, it's kind of worth the price of admission, at least for me. But I guess if it's like you can't, like, it's hard to justify $400 for a console, but it's easy, like, oh, I can have like a $15 recurring payment. That's not too bad. So I don't know. I think it's cool, but it's not for me.
Yeah, technology came too early, and like all of us, we were born too late to explore the Earth, born too early to explore space, born just in time to explore dank memes.
Dank memes. True.
Wow.
But yeah, I don't know. I think it's cool. But like, that's neat. I'm gonna keep playing my games on my dedicated games box.
Yeah.
But yeah. One thing that I've been kind of a little bit of a pivot from like the gaming stuff. Everyone I've talked to about this podcast, I'm like, oh yeah, we have a podcast. It's called Bat Country, and they're like, oh, Back Country. What are you, like a country podcast? And I'm like, fuck this branding. Like, I'm like, I don't know, like bat, like BAT.
Fuck this branding. I hate this podcast.
Like eek eek, like a bat, like sonar motherfucker. But like everyone I've talked, maybe it's because like I like just the way that my kind of cadence is, and I tend to like not stutter, but like slur my words.
Drop some letters every once in a while.
Yeah, I talk fast, and I don't talk very accurate sometimes. So I probably just like backcountry. They're like, oh, Bat Country? Is that what you said? I'm like, close enough. It's like when I say my name, like, oh, what's your name? Oh, my name's Raya. Oh, Ryan, nice to meet you. I'm like, close to fucking enough. So that is one thing I've noticed. So I always have to tell people like 3 or 4 times. I think it's funny at this point because it's happened like 15 times. But I'm like, damn, I just need like we need business cards so we can have like that scene from American Psycho where it's like show up to the podcast
like you and Ness are exchanging business cards, and it's just like you have like the subtle off-white coloring. Ness's is all like nice and designed. I hand you mine; it's just on fire, printed on blotter paper.
There we go.
There we go.
Or like get those 3D cards where like you tilt them and like it has that little like sheen.
Dude, I would totally make my budget card a holographic card. That'd be
Dude,
so
that would be
fucking
so
cool.
fucking
That would be the
cool.
hypest shit.
We
And
are shit.
but you
children.
can have like 3 images on it. So like the first image would be like Ness's information, the middle image would be mine, then the last would be yours.
Yo, where's the R&D budget for this pod?
The R&D budget. Oh, you gotta go talk to Tim. He's locked in the basement. He's down there coming up with new ideas and jokes for me to tell.
Timmy. But yeah, I just think it's funny whenever I tell people about the podcast, I have to like go through like a 15-step process to explain to them like, no. BAT, like a bat, space, country. Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, folks.
I was just about to say, and then when they figure out what you mean, they're like, "Oh, so why bat?" And you're like, "Oh, it's from a movie about a journalist and a fucking
Based
lawyer.
on a book, and then
Based on a book
and then,
where
like-
they take copious amount of drugs."
and then did all on the plus side, it opens up a nice little segue for me to just like unload about Hunter S. Thompson on these unsuspecting civilians.
It's always a good time.
Yeah, it's great.
It's always a good time to talk about Hunter S. Thompson.
I love
but
it.
not today.
But not today.
We have more depressing matters to attend to.
Yes, time to get serious,
All right.
boys.
All right, let's put on the serious cap. Serious
So-
hat is on.
As I said in the beginning, we are all fans of Berserk. And just about a week, one of the authors of Berserk, Kentaro Miura, he had recently passed away.
Yeah, he was the creator, illustrator, and writer of the manga Berserk. Mm-hmm. He passed away of I think it was like a tear in one of the veins going to your heart, which is usually easily treatable, but due to the fact of just not being treated in time, he passed away on May 6th
Okay,
at the age of 54.
that's pretty young.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I hear a lot of people talking about this, but so much of media, especially in the fantasy genre, were heavily inspired by this manga, Berserk. Without Berserk, we wouldn't have Dark Souls, you know. We wouldn't have Bloodborne. We wouldn't have Monster Hunter.
No Final Fantasy.
No Final Fantasy. I think we would still have Final Fantasy, but we wouldn't have the iconic sword that Cloud has. And in Silent Hill, Pyramid Head and his iconic sword wouldn't really exist either.
Yeah, there's a lot of ripples, a lot of like far-reaching ripples.
A lot of the fantasy, I think in maybe like Japan and stuff like that, I don't think it wouldn't be the same without his what's the word I'm looking for?
Like inspiration. or
Inspiration, yes.
Influence.
Yeah, his influence, yeah. That's the word I'm looking
Miura
for.
was described by colleagues, friends, and family as a super nice guy, and just always super into his craft. Like there was a story I read years ago about how his team were all working to get another issue of the manga out, and Miura was there on his paper drawing what they thought was multiple pages for a week, and he was like really getting in there, really detailing everything. At the end of the week, everyone showed like, oh yeah, I got done with pages 4, 5, and 7, and then Mira was like, yeah, here's one page done, and it's just like the super elaborate, beautiful drawing of like just crazy amounts of detail. Like the man wrote and draw what he wanted. Like in the beginning of like how he started Berserk was he was writing manga, like trying to write his own like unique like stories that he thought his friends would want to like listen to and read and stuff like that and like enjoy. And they were like, yeah, man, these are all right, but why don't you write something that you want to write about? So like Berserk is definitely a story from his own heart, as messed up at end moments and gory and disturbing and unsettling as Berserk is. It is ultimately the story of struggle and emotion and revenge and vengeance and just friendship and doing whatever it takes for the people you care about.
Exactly.
And I think one thing he would want us to do is, in the words of someone from the manga, is struggle forward. Like without him, that's like, although Berserk is unfinished and very up in the air of how it's going to end, if it will end, I feel like what he did is more than enough. Like his long lasting effects on media, for instance, when you said Bloodborne, like the symbol from Bloodborne is literally like 3 lines away from bringing the brand of sacrifice from Berserk.
Yeah, it's like it's a direct like reference.
Like
undoubtedly.
Undoubtedly, yeah. Like you just turn it upside down, add 3 fucking lines, and there it is.
Yeah, like you can't like play a Souls game, like at least from like the Dark Souls games, and like not see the correlations to Berserk and like how clearly they were inspired and influenced by his work. Like, because I think I played like Dark Souls before I was like aware of Berserk. I'm like, oh, this is really cool. And someone's like, oh, it's all like Berserk references in here. I'm like, Berserk? What's this? I gotta go check this out. Oh, damn. Dark Souls is just Berserk fanfic.
Yeah. And like people on Final Fantasy Online, they all lined up with Buster Swords in a super long line in like the main hub world and did a tribute to him the day we found out about his passing. So we found out about his passing last week, and I want to just say a big thank you. I know they probably won't hear it, but to his publisher for waiting 2-3 weeks to tell everyone the news. I feel like that is an amazing decision to give his family and close friends and colleagues time to grieve without the burden of the world being on them.
Yeah, get their affairs in order without like everyone like piling on, because that could be like incredibly overwhelming to like family.
Yeah, and also his assistant and close friend tweeted out something that says, he said, all right, I'll try my best. So Berserk may or may not get an ending. Hopefully there's a piece of paper or bunch of like notes done somewhere about how it's going to end, even if those just get released by themselves. I just want to be able to know, like, does Guts put his fucking Dragon Slayer through Griffith's little punk ass face? I feel like Berserk is an anime and a manga that, like, if it was like if I could give it to someone who wasn't into like manga or anime as like a book form, as just like a story, I feel like it could still hold up.
Yeah,
I mean, it would definitely still be missing some of the great art pieces and the scale of his artwork and his mastercraft. I feel like the story alone stands on its own.
I think I would agree, but like the medium of like either anime or manga kind of brings to life his kind of vision and style that is like a huge portion. Like there's like, it's dripping with aesthetic.
Oh yeah.
And I remember hearing that his vision, he did wanted this manga to end, and he wanted his vision for the ending for Berserk to be a very positive one.
He was said as he quoted saying, I like something along the lines of, I don't think I could ever finish an anime with so much despair, that had so much despair and so much heartbreak in it on a bad note.
I will be honest, back in the day when I discovered Berserk, because I started reading it because, like you, I played Dark Souls before I read Berserk, and then when I found out that it was inspired by a manga, and back then when I was actively like reading manga and watching anime, I was like, okay, well, I have to check this out. As someone who dealt with trauma, it was super hard for me to read full through, and I kept trekking on though. I kept, I would read chapter to chapter, like maybe like 5-10 chapters, and then I would have to stop for a couple months. But I always ended up picking it back up because as much as there's dark in there, there's always something to take from what was going on. The panels, the words that were in, there was always something somewhere positive to take from that manga, and that has stuck with me for so long. And I feel like anybody else who have dealt with similar trauma feels that way, and who are Berserk fans feel that same way too.
Yeah, kind of dovetailing off of that. Definitely, if you haven't read it and like you find out because of this, definitely try to like be in a good place before you start it, because there's a lot of dark shit. Like make sure you like emotionally like brace yourself before you dive into this. It is worth it. It is worth it.
It's very, very dark, but it's also very hopeful.
Yeah, there's a lot of hope in the darkness when it comes to Berserk. Like I won't spoil it, but I will just say, like, if you ever get sad while reading Berserk, or like you're a fan of Berserk, go back or go and read just the story of Guts, which is the main character, with the story of him with the flower. That one always sticks out to me. That one is and as dark as a manga as Berserk is, with all its gore and guts, and because that's the main character's name, and other sexual themes that aren't exactly consensual and stuff like that, that's in Berserk. The flower story is definitely one that for sure sticks with me as being probably the most hopeful and also heartbreaking parts of the entire manga, of just, and also it just seemed so surreal reading it at the time. It truly embodies, like, because I felt like the flower like was like Mira's way of showing us like everything, although all this horrible god awful shit has happened, that everything will be all right, but in the end everything must come to an end.
Yeah. I don't really have anything to add to that, but but like basically, if you thought Game of Thrones was dark, by comparison,
I will at this time read quotes from people who expressed similar feelings online, because I do think what they say is I think it's worth reading. Vanquished Valiant on Tumblr had this to say: I am legitimately sad about Mira's passing. I am sad that he died, while not exactly a young man. He has not yet old either. I'm sad that he died before getting to finish his life's work. I'm sad that he didn't get to finish telling his story, not simply because we wanted to read it, but because he put so much of himself into it. Doubtably so, because Berserk was a story with so much to say, often misunderstood for its early era. Over its lifespan, Berserk was an emotionally nuanced and heartfelt story of stubborn light and irrepressible goodness in a world of overwhelming darkness, recovery and love, and finding oneself despite it all. His work was an inspiration to so many others. You can hardly point a finger at a popular fantasy setting in many, many years that hasn't taken at least some inspiration, big or small, from the vivid and incredibly detailed world that he painted with his words and his art. Certainly, even if his work remains unfinished, his legacy will still be remembered for countless years and decades as a triumph of his genre and a true effort of passion by a man wholly dedicated to both his work and his play, and sharing that passion with others through it. A legend among manga and all kinds of fantasy, truly.
That's very well said.
That is truly beautiful. And I will say two more things before I wrap up this discussion because I am getting sad again.
Yeah,
I-
I'm also getting sad as well.
I like legit the news of his passing made me legit like be depressed and I haven't been like sad in probably close to like 2 years. And his passing for 2 days generally fucked me up. It like I felt like a dark light in this world went out. And the two things I would like to say first off is fuck scalpers, because on the day of his passing, unfortunately, they went on to Amazon, Barnes and Noble, other book buying stuff, and his manga, which normally goes for like 15-20 bucks a pop per issue.
Yeah, like 25 to 30 if you buy like one of like the big volumes, like the hardcover volumes.
Yeah, they bought up all those and trying to resell them on eBay for crazy amounts of money, and I feel like that is so disrespectful. That is so just unbelievably disrespectful to a man who poured so much of his soul into something. And although he sold that himself to get money, well, not to get money, but you know what I mean. Like he sold it because
That's his work.
yeah, that's like you're not taking like when you scalp. I understand scalping's bad, but when you like scalp like a pair of shoes or like a PS5, I understand people put like work into that, but with like a book or something like that, that's someone's like soul.
Like intellectual property.
Yeah, and not even that. Just like you took like something that is personal to them and their family, and you're trying to profit off of people's like. It's like one thing to profit off people's like greed, but to profit off people's like sadness.
Grief, yeah.
And now that you're making it harder for more people to get into this thing that they're hearing about, like what we're talking about, like maybe someone will hear this, someone pick up Berserk, and now they gotta fucking drop $75 on a $15 book.
I mean, they don't have to do that. There are like websites online. That's how I started reading Berserk back in the day, which is finding scanned pages.
Yeah.
If that's what you have to do, that's what you got to do, you know. And once you can afford it, you know, you can try and help to support him and his family and the publishers and everything by like buying the books and stuff as well once you become like a fan, you know. But if you want to get into it, I would suggest just looking for scanned manga online.
Yeah, it's definitely one thing, like Jacob said, like profiting off of like just like scarcity and like just general greed of people. That's like capitalism in motion. But like profiting off like grief and like, oh, like someone like made this really cool art piece and like this really interesting story, and like they really like poured their heart and soul into it. Oh, and they died now, so we're gonna take all that and profit off of just like, oh shit, that like I never heard about Berserk, but he passed away, and you know a lot of people are like, you know, oh, that's how the Final Fantasy thing online, and you know, oh, that's what inspired this. Oh, I think I might want to read that. That might be kind of right up my alley. Oh, I'm gonna go on Amazon, or I'm gonna go to Barnes and Noble, and what the fuck? It's just really, it's like a whole nother level of scummy. Like scalpers are the scum of the earth, like bar none, or not. I wouldn't say bar none, but period. But then that's like a whole nother level of just evil, in my opinion.
Someone took a screenshot because they were talking to, like, someone on Twitter was talking about how they were thinking about buying Berserk, and they took like a screenshot of like how much the first hardcover book was on Amazon, and it said like it was like $35 for the first hardcover thing, which is like three books in one, and it was like $40. Next day, and it had like 300 available. The next day, he went on there and it said sold out, and he checked on eBay and it was like 150. But to end this Berserk conversation, if I will, I would like to say my favorite Mira quote, if that would be okay with you guys.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Hate is a place where a man who cannot stand sadness goes. Truly beautiful words from Mira. Thank you, Mira. I really appreciate you.
Yeah.
All right, now back to our usual bullshit.
Our regularly scheduled programming.
Well, so you guys had a good week though?
Yeah.
Oh, 2 weeks since we didn't record last week because we
Right.
were busy.
Yeah, we were busy, and then we ended up you were editing the pod, so we're like, oh, we'll just push it back a week.
Yeah, and also this works for release dates because you're not going to be able to record next week because you're going to be at the wedding,
Yes, I'm gonna be
the red wedding.
the red. I hope not.
Who
I
you
fucking
gonna,
hope.
who you gonna stab, dude?
Probably the groom. I've known him the longest, so I think
I mean, it's the only way.
right. It's like, yeah, the person you stab the person you've known the most, so it's like you know me long enough. This was coming eventually.
Hey, groom! If you ever listen to this podcast, I'm not going to say your name, but this you get for liking Marvel.
You get what you fucking deserve.
Hey, but seriously, man, if you listen to this podcast, best of luck, man. Best of luck.
Yeah, I don't think he will because we use the fuck word and he's not really into like swearing or anything. So no. Hey, but that's his kind of prerogative.
Also, when I said red wedding, Ness looked really confused.
I wasn't paying attention at all.
Oh, Game of Thrones, don't give a shit.
Yeah, I kind of tuned out.
Just a white noise. Just turn into fucking Charlie Brown's teacher.
Wah, 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 wah. Oh, you know what I bought and downloaded because it was like half off? So I never got around to playing like the new Wolfenstein games. So I bought the first one.
First one's great.
Yeah. I like how you start off on the in like the gunner ship.
Yeah.
That sequence is so fucking cool. I only played like the first probably like 20 minutes of it.
Yeah, I love the first remake Wolfenstein game. The second one was all right, but the first one I really
Did you ever
liked.
play the 80s one?
Oh yeah, that one fucking sucked.
Oh, that's what I heard.
With the daughters. Yeah, it's like it was one of those games. It was like, hey, you want to play a looter shooter offline? You want to leave one room and then come back and all the enemies have respawned? Yeah, me neither. No, it wasn't very good. I mean, I didn't like it, especially compared to the other ones. But yeah,
Yeah, so I'm probably gonna be playing some of that this week.
yeah, I'm probably just play Tarkov this weekend if I find the time. I got a busy couple of weekends. Like,
Well, it is Memorial Day weekend, 3-day weekend. It's gonna be nice.
yeah, I have like today where I kind of chilling and like recording, and then tomorrow I kind of have some time to just kind of get some stuff in order, and then Sunday I'm camping, and then work a couple days, and then I have a couple days off, and I'm going up to unspecified for the wedding, and it's a bit of a drive, so.
Oh, your car doing good though?
Yeah. I recently had to replace a bunch of stuff in my car. Like, it sucks too, because like it was kind of like acting kind of funny, and then it got like an error code, and I have one of those like plug scanners where you can kind of like connect to your phone, and it'll like give you the error code, and you can look at my turn signal's being funny, or my spark plugs, it's got like a misfire. I'm okay. So I replaced all the spark plugs, and I'm like, okay, cool. And then like 4 days later, it died, and I had to put it in the shop, and I had to replace the spark plugs I had just paid for, and like 5 other things. So it ended up being a pretty penny, but it's running great now, no issues. I like my car, but it's got over 100,000 miles on it.
The Buick LeSabre.
Buick LeSabre, circa 1997. It's a great car, but I need something new, so that's what I'm saving for now. It's a new whip to nay in.
Maybe something that like actually has Bluetooth pairing and not just a dongle.
I like the dongle though. It's got like aesthetic. It has a cassette.
That's a fake
player.
aesthetic though. That's,
But I didn't want to I like the cassette like player tapes where you put the cassette player and you plug your phone in. Those are cool, but they're like unreliable, and if your tape player eats that like tape, then your radio is kind of SOL. So I use one of those Bluetooth pairs where you plug it into the cigarette lighter. Yes, my car has one of those. It's old, and then you just connect your phone to that, and it plays through your radio. And I like it. It's what I'm used to. So it's like I don't like change, and like if I get like a modern car with like a fully integrated like Bluetooth connection system, and I'm like, I don't like it.
I know you
it's
don't
better,
like,
but I don't like it.
I know you don't like change because I bought you for Christmas a fucking phone mount for your car, and then it took you until like
3 months.
until like February to finally install it because you kept like not texting while driving, but changing songs like by pulling the phone from your lap or in your cup holder.
It was in a cup holder. It was
Yeah, but now you can keep your eyes on the road and be safe. And now I sleep a lot better at night because of that.
That's how I know you care.
Oh.
But yeah, so yeah, busy weekend on my end. So you guys have anything crazy going on this Memorial Day?
Just kind of chillaxing.
Yeah.
Nice. Getting some R&R.
Oh, we're going to a barbecue on Sunday. One of my coworkers is having a little barbecue at like 5:00.
Little babby.
Yeah, we're supposed to bring the potato salad, and there's gonna be like ribs and hot dogs and hamburgers and beer.
Your classic barbecue spread.
Yeah,
It's nice. I like a good barbecue.
yeah.
Oh, one thing I am excited about. I called my buddy, not the one who's getting married, his brother who lives over where the marriage is happening, and he's like, it was just like talking about like the wedding stuff and like the bachelor party and whatnot, and he's like, hey, you like fishing? And I'm like, bro,
Now that's a free.
I fucking love fishing. Am I good at it? No. And he, without skipping a beat, was like, hey, if you're good at fishing, they call it catching. he's my age and he's like a fucking 35-year-old dad.
Oh man, to be
Just like off the cuff, just no prep time, just had the dad joke locked and loaded in the chamber.
God, that's so good. That's the kind of charisma I need.
Yeah, he's got good energy.
I want to talk to God and I want to realign my stat sheet.
Yo, God, can I re-roll my character?
like I like the depressed. I liked the depressed metalhead in the beginning, but it's kind of getting kind of sad now.
How much does it cost for a respec?
I heard that's what Kurt Cobain wanted.
It's like a hard reset. I love the smell of cordite in the morning. But yeah, I think we hit all the big stuff. Anything else you guys wanna chit chat about while we still got this this airtime rolling?
I can't really think of anything. Can't stop yawning.
Yeah, it keeps me on because
I've like this. All I had today was like a Red Bull, and then
a coffee,
coffee, and then
hot dogs.
hot dogs, and then like that was it.
Meals of champions.
That's right.
One thing, you know how everyone's been like, for the past like 2 years now, we're like, hey, Switch Pro. People are like, yeah, that'd be kind of neat, wouldn't it? I just know, I don't know, like people are getting, I get why people are getting excited over these things, but like with the whole like scalper market, it's kind of just become like a new norm to a degree. You're not going to get one. Like when they come out, they're going to be gone the minute they release. And like that kind of makes me a little bit sad, but I'm also like, I'm just going to learn to live with what I have for now.
So you got so many unfinished games, right? Just think about that.
Yeah, I got a whole backlog. I don't have to. The only two things I'm actually like kind of bummed about is I don't know if you guys saw it, but the new Horizon Dawn trailer, or not Horizon, or Horizon Forbidden West.
Yeah.
I haven't watched it.
I did.
A game I still have to play.
Yeah,
Not the first one.
yeah, very good. It's very good.
So good.
It does kind of follow like the Sony open world kind of template,
Yeah.
but it is very good. I definitely think it's worth it if you like.
When you like told, like I knew about the game because I got my PS4 pretty late in the PS4 life cycle, so it was really nice. Got all these backlog games to try out.
Yeah, everything's like on sale and you can pick it up relatively cheap.
Yeah, and I'm like, you were like, hey, you usually do archery builds in Skyrim, right? I'm like, fuck yeah, archery builds the best. I fucking love archery games. I like games that are like have a good archery system. And he's like, you're like, Jacob, listen, this game is an archery system. And I'm like, and he's like, you fight robot dinosaurs, and I was like. Call me a Midwest convenience store because I came and go.
Damn. But yeah, that one I'm looking forward to, and then the new Ratchet and Clank game is coming like within the next month, and I'm like,
fuck yeah.
I kind of want to play that, but like can't find a PS5. But I'm like, you know what? It's okay. I'll wait till like 2023 when they're actually available.
The last Ratchet and Clank game I played was Ratchet and Clank Going Commando for the PS2.
Yeah, I think I mean I would the last like actually that I like played like cover to cover and like beat was on the PS2, but like the most recent one I played, I think I was replaying the original on my Vita, and that was really fun.
How's that run on the Vita, by the way?
Pretty good actually. I mean, it's not as like it's as good, if not slightly better than like the PS2 graphics. Obviously, it's on a smaller screen, but it runs fine.
That smaller screen probably was better than any screen TV you had at the time, though.
True. I got the like the 1000 model with the OLED screens. Had the nicer screen, so definitely glad I picked that one up. But yeah, the new Ratchet and Clank game. I'm looking forward to that one. I'm not like super concerned about like spoilers or anything like that. Like
there's spoilers in fucking Ratchet and Clank games. I thought they were just platformers.
They have a story, and I always like the story and like the humor and stuff. But anytime I see anything about like Ratchet and Clank or the new Horizon game, I'm like, I won't click on that.
Like I care about Horizon spoilers. Like that ending of Horizon was really fun. Mm-hmm. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, but I think that one might be cross-gen too, so you can play it on PS4.
Fuck yeah!
It just won't look as pretty, and it'll run at 30 instead of 60.
Care
Exactly,
because it's probably not going to be a locked 60, so I might as well just play it at a locked 30.
Right. I agree, but like once you go to 60, it's like it's hard to go back.
I don't care.
That being said, though,
my TV doesn't even fucking. My TV is like old, and like
probably does 60, or maybe 48. But yeah, I don't like we play Hunt Showdown on PS4 and that runs at 30, and like
that's fine. That's all I need.
Like the like the PC elite purist, like you don't run 120 frames, you don't run at 60. But like it's fine. It's a game. I'm having fun. Like I'm not like overly worried about it. Like it definitely is like a bit of a shock to go back from 60, but like at least how I view it, it's noticeable but not unplayable.
Like I've played games at 60 and like then I go back and play games at 30 and I'm like I notice like the smallest difference.
Yeah, it's smoother is the big thing. And if you're not really like looking for it, and it's not gonna ruin it's if you're not like looking for it, you're not like overly sensitive to it, it's not gonna ruin your experience by any means.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean most everything else is like there's not really a whole lot of new games. I think I said this last week too, but not really a whole lot of new games I'm looking forward to. I'm not like super huge on the way like games are going as far as
it's mostly due to COVID, but
yeah, that definitely factors in. So I'm not trying to be over harsh. Like this is gonna be a whole other topic that we can actually like delve into. But yeah, that's basically all I have on that.
And that's on that.
And that's on that. You wanna take us out, Ness?
Yeah. Wasn't prepared for a closing.
choke.
I was
Clutch your
I was listening, but I was also spacing.
Mom spaghetti sweater already.
Thank you for listening to this. Would be like our 4th podcast. Thank you if you choose to listen, not even like even a minute, if you bother to even
Bump that view count.
To take a gander, peek in. We appreciate you. If you want to continue and show some love, show some support, click the like on YouTube. Go check out our Patreon. Go subscribe.
Yeah. Do the algorithm things.
Yeah.
Check out our Twitter at InnerBatCountry. Links in bio.
And that's all I have.
All right. See you next time.
Yeah.
See ya.
See ya. Bye.
Fuck.